Hi, my name's Abbey Phillipps and welcome to JMM Insights. Today, I'm joined by Advanced Metals, ASX code AVM, a precious metals explorer with a growing portfolio of high-grade silver and gold projects across Mexico and Australia. The company has recently reported a series of strong exploration results and is advancing multiple active drilling programs. Joining me today to discuss the latest developments is Adam McKinnon, CEO and Managing Director. Adam, thanks for joining me.
Great to be here, Abby.
So, Adam, for those who are new to advanced metals, could you start by telling us a bit about the company and what you're focused on and the opportunity you're pursuing?
Yeah, we're a gold and silver exploration and development company. We have three key high-grade silver projects in Mexico, totaling at the moment 100 million ounces. We also have a very high-grade gold deposit in central Victoria, which we're also drilling as we speak.
And Advanced Metals has exposure to both silver and gold projects across multiple jurisdictions. How do these commodities and locations fit into the broader company strategy?
Yeah, look, we've been very bullish on silver for a period of time now. All of our assets we picked up in Mexico were picked up prior to the recent run in the silver price. So we're very strongly placed. We're big believers that silver will stay strong for a period of time. We did early last year, we also took the opportunity to pick up, as I mentioned, the high-grade gold asset in Victoria. That was based on the quality of the previous exploration there and just really the tenor, the gold tenor there. So we're exploring both of those at the same time. So we've actually really well placed with exposure to both metals.
And the Yukivo project in Mexico has emerged as a key focus. At a high level, what makes this project stand out for the company?
Yeah, so this was the first project we picked up in late 2024. It's actually currently, in terms of resources, the smallest of our projects, but we expect that to change quite quickly. We've been exploring actively on the project, and we've been drilling. We've also been doing a really quite significant resampling program of core that was never sampled when the original drilling was done. What that means is we'll be in a position in the probably in the next month or two to kick off a resource upgrade to JORC, and very much looking forward to seeing what we might get out of that.
And then recent drilling and technical work has delivered encouraging results. How would you describe the momentum the company has built over the past year?
Yeah, we've pretty much been drilling all the way through last year on both projects, both in Mexico and in Victoria. But look, in terms of Mexico, we've recently announced that we're looking at the scale of the project. It was previously, the resource was previously estimated at a 200 gram per ton silver equivalent cutoff. That's very, very high at the present silver prices. And the resampling we've done has actually shown we've got really large contiguous intercepts, and in one case, up to 144 meters at 93 grams silver equivalent. So we've got some really big zones in Yukivo, and that's really exciting in terms of building momentum, continuing to add to our endowment in Mexico.
And a lot of attention has been on expanding and upgrading resources. How important is scale and grade as you think about long-term value creation?
It's really important. Look, currently Yukivo's got an exceptionally high grade, 570 grams per ton silver equivalent. What we're looking to do now is to add that scale. It's currently sitting at 17 million ounces. We would really like to see a doubling or a tripling of that, and we think that's possible in the near term.
And as you mentioned earlier, Advance also has exposure to gold projects in Victoria. How do the Australian assets complement the Mexican portfolio?
Yeah, we've been actively exploring at a project called Myrtleford, and at a prospect called Happy Valley for quite a while now. Last year, we got some absolutely crackingly high gold grades. Typical of this part of the world, you tend to get high grade gold associated with quartz veins. We hit a number of these, and we're continuing to both expand the deposit out and down, which is really important. We're actively drilling there right now. We've actually got 2 rigs on site testing both regional targets and our existing Happy Valley deposit.
And then with multiple projects in Australia and Mexico, how do you prioritize exploration at each of these projects?
We are in a really fortunate position that late last year we did a $13 million placement, mostly to institutions and high net worth individuals. And that's put us in a really great position, which means we've got the cash now to actually advance both projects at once. And we really do think we'll get value from both advancing these at the same time.
And Adam, silver and gold markets can be cyclical. How do you balance advancing projects through changing market conditions?
Yeah, obviously it's always a consideration. The silver and the gold price have really been flying over the last little period. I'm not particularly worried about any sort of a pullback, and the reason for that is that we've got the grade. I mentioned the grade at Victoria, and I've mentioned the grade in Mexico. High grade deposits are much less sensitive to changes in metal prices. So we're just going to keep advancing, making sure we're doing good quality geology work, adding value and adding to the resources. And I don't think we're going to be in a really great position as the year unfolds.
And Adam, looking ahead over the next 6 to 12 months, what should investors be looking out for?
Yeah, so a couple of things. We're still actively drilling at Ukivo as we speak. That rig will be finishing up there soon and moving on to Gavilanes. So lots of drilling to come out of Mexico. Obviously, I've already mentioned the resource upgrade to JORC. We're looking at that in the next month to 6 weeks. And then we've also got 2 rigs running in Victoria at the moment, which means we'll have constant news flow and updates on exploration results there as well.
Adam, thank you so much for your time and talking us through the advanced metals story. There's a lot in the pipeline, and we look forward to watching the company progress.
Thanks, Abby.